I'll be honest with you. Every time I hear about extreme weather, I always think that it's being exaggerated for ratings purposes. If they tell us that we're going to get 5 inches of snow, maybe we'll get a dusting. If they tell us it's going to be 110 degrees, maybe it'll be 98. But I've never thought that our friend Cliff Mass, professor at the University of Washington, I've never found him to be one who exaggerates it all. And so when I saw the headline on his blog, incredible temperatures are being predicted and confidence is now high that it will occur, well, we, of course, had to get Cliff Mass on the show. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good to talk to you.
You too. Okay. Incredible temperatures are being predicted. What does that mean exactly?
Well, that means that in Western Oregon and Western Washington, we may see all-time record temperatures. Give you an example. Portland, they'll probably surge up on Monday and Tuesday, or on Sunday and Monday, I should say, to around 112, 114. The all-time record temperature there is 107. They're going to just absolutely surge past the record.
Shatter it.
Here in Seattle at SeaTac, the record is 103. And I think SeaTac's going to get to 106, 107 on Monday. I mean, it's amazing. And it could even be much warmer as we went towards go towards the foothills. So Enumclaw, North Bend, these places could get to 110. So we're talking about big records, extreme temperatures, something that's very unusual.
Okay, there are a couple different angles of this that I want to talk to you about. I love going down to the Palm Springs, Palm Desert area, and last time we were there, it was 106. It's just no big deal. I've been in Vegas and walked 9 miles in 114 degrees. No big deal. Is the dry heat, I know everybody says, yeah, it's a dry heat. Is that important to how we handle this stuff? Because if I heard these temperatures when I'm in Vegas or Palm Desert, I wouldn't even blink an eye. But when I hear it up here, is it true that we are much more impacted by these kinds of temperatures just because of a little extra humidity? Or what's going on there?
Well, I think one key thing is we're not used to it. So if you go to Vegas, there's air conditioning everywhere. Palm Springs, the same thing.
Yeah.
Here, air conditioning is much less frequent. So that's one big issue. The other issue is the air will be moisture for us. So the dew point, which is a measure of how much moisture in the air, is going to be up in the 60s. And so that actually makes evaporation less effective to cool us off. So, the moisture will be higher here, which will make it a little bit worse than a super dry heat in places like Palm Springs or Las Vegas.
Okay. And then the most important question for now, why is this happening? What's going on to bring this incredible set of circumstances together?
Well, it's like throwing 6 dice and all of them getting 6. I mean, everything.
Let me try that. I've got 6 dice. Hey, Yahtzee! Okay.
Well, everything is happening. First, we have this gigantic ridge of high pressure and warm air over us. And that's something due to something that's happened over the Pacific. There's like a wave pattern that amplified, and that gave us this super warm ridge. Then on top of that, we have this trough of low pressure coming in. Now you may ask, why is that important? Well, the combination will cause very strong downslope, easterly flow on the western slopes of the Cascades. So air is going to be sinking down on the western slopes of the Cascades. And as the air sinks, it gets compressed and warmed. Because lower pressure aloft and higher pressure near the surface, the air gets compressed and further warmed. So we're going to have this easterly flow, compressed warm air that's going to come right down into Portland and Seattle. And so you got to get everything right. You got to get the high pressure, you got the low pressure, warm temperatures there, and then to have this perfect storm of everything occurring at once. And that's what it looks like is going to happen. That's why this doesn't happen very often. You just need all these moving pieces at the same time.
Is part of the reason why because a butterfly fluttered its wings in Africa? Because I've heard that can
Well,
have
I
an
don't know about
impact.
the butterfly in Africa, but certainly there's something called natural variability in the atmosphere, and sometimes the atmosphere amplifies in locally, and that doesn't have much to do with human beings. That's why it's natural variability, and I think we're seeing a big piece of that here. Now, people are asking about global warming, of course, and
That was my next question.
Well, I thought it would be, and global warming is making a small contribution, but it's a small one. We've warmed up 1 or 2 degrees Fahrenheit over the last 50 years or so, and some of that's due to us probably. But you have to understand, we're going to be 30, 35, 40 degrees above normal in some places. So of that 35 degrees, let's say 1 or 2 might be due to global warming, but the rest is probably very natural. So, we've got to keep it in perspective. Global warming has made a small contribution to this, but it's probably not the key factor.
Right. Okay. Although, undoubtedly, we are going to hear a lot of people, a lot of politicians especially, cite this as an example of how dramatic global warming has gotten. I have no doubt about that. So how long is this going to last? Because I like this, Cliff. I'm not one of those people who complains about high temperatures. I really enjoy this. I like extremes. I like it when we get lots of snow. I like it when it gets above 100. How long is this going to last?
Well, this weekend, Sunday and Monday will be the worst days. I think it'll start cooling down.
The best days. Let's not assign negativity to this. Sunday and Monday will be the best days.
Will be the warmest days.
There you go. All right.
And I think later on Monday, cool air is going to start moving in on the coast. Now, what's going to happen is Tuesday should be a step down. Now, it's still going to be way above normal, but we're going to step down from 106 or something to maybe 90 or upper 80s. So, and it's actually going to be in the 80s, the whole week pretty much. So it's not like we're going to step down to cold temperatures or below normal temperatures, but we're going to step down from the absolute extremes of Sunday and Monday.
And is this in any way a harbinger of July and August and into September, or is this such a unique set of factors that it's not predictive in any way?
Yeah, I don't think it's predictive. I think this is just an extraordinary combination of factors.
Wow.
I mean, we're going into the summer now. We typically are dry and relatively warm, so that you can kind of bank on. But I don't foresee that this is telling us that we're going to see more absolute extremes like this. I don't think you can say that.
Okay, got it. Cliff, always fantastic information. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks a lot. Good to talk to you.
You too. All right, Cliff Massey's professor of atmospheric science at the University of Washington. Love to hear your thoughts on all this. You can text me, 98973. Anybody else who just loves this? Text me at 98973, and we have lots more to come here on the Dori Monson Show.